Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and peace be upon us all. First of all, I would like to thank Prof. Dr. R.D. Tutbi Sariwulan MSI as Supervisor 1 and Mr. Maulana Amirul Adha as Supervisor 2 for their guidance and support in completing this thesis. On this occasion, I will present my thesis entitled The Effect of Self-Efficacy, Self-Regulation, and Grit on Academic Stress in Office Management and Business Service, or MPLB, students at SMK Negeri 16, Jakarta. Introduce my name Dewi Ayu Utami with name 170962008. Office Administration Education Study Program, Class of 2020. The subjects of my discussion are introduction, literature review, and research methods, results and discussion, and closing. Immediately, this research is motivated by the education unit. Education is an effort to develop capable and quality human research. One of the education levels is SMK, or Vocational High School, which prepares students to enter the world of work by being equipped with relevant knowledge and skills. But in fact, students often face various challenges, including academic pressure. This can be seen from several news research that inform about academic stress among adolescents. First, sources obtained from the World Health Organization website, which informs that there are 800,000 recorded suicides each year, and some of these cases occur among adolescents. There has been a dramatic increase in suicides in the United States among adolescents aged 10 to 24. Meanwhile, in South Korea, the suicide case ranks 10 highest in the world. In this case, school-age children rank second in suicide case caused by stress due to parents' obsession so that their children get high grades in school. The second, the search obtained from the website of the Institute of Mental Health, which informs that the disorder is related to stress, received 2,400 cases from 2012 to 2017, treating children aged 6 to 18 years. Third, sources obtained from the tribunenews.com website inform that in Kuala Langat, Malaysia, high school students experienced severe stress and sabotage teacher at their school due to strict school rules. Furthermore, there are the results of the National Survey of Indonesia Adolescents Mental Health, which shows that there is a proportion of prevalence of problems that occur among adolescents aged 10 to 18 years. The highest is in anxiety problems, and the rest occur due to depression, post-traumatic stress, behavioral problems, and problems related to concentration. And reporting from the webswara.com research in the world, there is a phenomenon that occurs in junior high school students in Tarakan, North Kalimantan, who hang themselves in the bathroom because the victim complained of a lot of assignments from school. Reporting from the webtribunenews.com, that was also a high school student from Bontotene Hamlet, Bilalang Village, South Sulawesi, ended his life due to this depression with the burden of online assignments from his school, difficulty accessing the internet, which caused assignment to pile up. In this case, to see how to actual condition of academic stress at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta, uh, I conducted pre-research by distributing a temporary questionnaire consisting of indicator of academic stress to 60 students. I distribute the questionnaire to class 12 students. Based on the interim pre-research result, it can be seen that most students often experience academic stress with physical indicator marked in blue, which have physical statement that can cause academic stress, which includes fatigue, moist and cold hands, and handicaped after studying with an average percentage of 24.3% answering yes and 5.7% answering no. In addition, behavior indicator marked in orange such as difficulty sleeping, difficulty managing schedules, and frequent complaints with an average percentage of 56.8% answering yes and 43.2% answering no. Furthermore, indicator of the mind marked in gray such as difficulty remembering information and difficulty determining priorities with an average percentage of 43.3% answering yes and 56.7% answering no. And finally, there are emotional indicators marked in yellow, including irritability and feeling ignored, with an average percentage of 40% answering yes and 60% answering no. Furthermore, there is a research gap. Judging from the description of several previous research, such as the Santi study in 2021, only examined self-efficacy variables to academic stress. Civic research in 2021 only examined self-regulation variable to academic stress, and Chandra research in 2022 only examined variables of self-regulation, grit, and academic stress, where different research results were obtained, causing research gaps. So, based on the problem description and gap research, I am interested in doing this research. Although there are several studies that have been conducted on the effect of self-efficacy, self-regulation, and grit on student academic stress, there is still a lack of research that specifically addresses this topic in office management and business service students. Therefore, it is hoped that this research can contribute to this minimal field on research. So, the formulation of this research problem is one, is there any effect of self-efficacy on grade in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? Two, is there any effect of self-regulation on grade in MPLB student at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? Three, is there any effect of self-efficacy on academic stress in MPLB student at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? 4. Is there any effect of self-regulation on academic stress in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? 5. Is there any effect of grade on academic stress in MPLB student at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? 6. Is there any effect of self-efficacy on academic stress through grade in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? And 7, is there any effect of self-regulation on academic stress through grade in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? So, the purpose of the research is one, the effect of self-efficacy efficacy on the grade of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. 2. The effect of self-regulation on the grade of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Three, the effect of self-efficacy on the academic stress of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Four, the effect of self-regulation on academic stress in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. The effect of grit on academic stress in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Six, the effect of self-efficacy on academic stress through grade in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. And seven, the effect of self-regulation on academic stress through grade in MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. The benefits of this research have two benefits, namely theoretical benefits and practical benefits. Theoretical benefits are used as information in the form of real data and image, strengthen and develop existing theories, become a reference for future research, and can add insight into knowledge, especially about self-efficacy, self-regulation, grit, and academic stress that can be used literature. And practical benefit of use from research to knowledge and as literature and in libraries of reference for future research materials for researchers who want to do the same research for UNJ used to used for consideration and policymaking relate to the avoidance of academic stress both in the UNG academic community or encouraging policy making in the regions. For school and teacher, it is hoped that it can be applied and utilized by schools and teachers, especially counseling guidelines teachers who have a big role in providing assistance to students to manage academic stress in the learning process in accordance with student needs and expectations. And students are expected to help students to have the ability to manage academic stress. And for readers, it is expected to be a contribution to science and add to the literature on academic stress and its effect on self-efficacy, self-regulation, and grade. Next, there is a theoretical basis. According to Kina et al. 2022 suggests that self-efficacy refers to an individual's belief in his or her ability to plan and perform the actions necessary to achieve certain results. According to Octavianti 2021, suggests that self-regulation is a concept that students have a thinking, behaving, in directing their feelings to interfere independently in achieving learning targets. According to Wardani et al. 2021, did in perseverance and consistency process by a person to achieve goals in the long term and consistently always behave and work hard when dealing with my problems persistently. And according to Faiza et al. 2022, academic stress is a condition felt by individuals, including physical, emotional, thinking, and behavioral reactions that occur due to pressure from academic condition. Furthermore, there are 30 relevant research results. It can be seen that the name of the research, title, and variables are the same as the research I will do. And furthermore, for the theoretical framework, there are independent variables which include X1 self-efficacy, X2 self-regulation, and X3 grit, and one dependent variable is the Y variable of academic stress. Can be seen among the influence of variables include self-efficacy against grit, self-regulation of grit, self-efficacy against academic stress, self-regulation of academic stress, grit against academic stress, self-efficacy against academic stress, grit, self-regulation of academic stress through grit. There are also sources from previous studies with information that all variables influence each other. Then, for the constellation of research, you can see the chart image on the slide with the caption X1 is self-efficacy, self-regulation, and grit as independent variables, and academic stress as a dependent variable. So, the research hypothesis 1, there is a direct positive and significant effect of self-efficacy on grit in MPLB student at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Hypothesis 2, there is a direct positive and significant influence of self-regulation on grit in MPLB student of SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Hypothesis 3, there is a direct negative and significant effect of self-efficacy on academic stress in MPLB students of SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Hypothesis 4, there is a direct negative and significant influence of self-regulation on academic stress in MPLB students of SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Hypothesis 5, there is a direct negative and significant effect of grit on academic stress in MPLB students of SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Hypothesis 6, there is a negative and indirect and significant influence of self-efficacy on academic stress through grit in MPLB students of SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Hypothesis 7, there is an indirect negative and significant influence of the regulation on academic stress through grit in MPLB students of SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. For the research methods, for the research time, I took it from Monday to Friday on January 22 to 26. 2024 at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta on Jalan Taman Amir Hamzah, Central Jakarta. The research I conducted use quantitative and descriptive methods. The population is 176 students involving grades 10, 11, 12 in the MPLB department with a sample of 122 students. And data collection technique in this study were carried out using survey methods. One of them is a questionnaire by giving statement to respondent for answering. And for data analysis technique, there are steps in analyzing data. There is descriptive data analysis, then statistical data analysis by testing model measurements or other models, structure models or inner models, and hypothesis testing with direct influence and indirect influence. The sampling technique uses stratified random sampling. In the study, that analysis technique were carried out using path analysis technique or path analysis, and data processing using SmartPail is 4. Before starting a study, I conducted a validity and reliability test to determine the feasibility of a questionnaire used as a research instrument. The results of the validity test of 74 statements, there are 66 valid statements marked in green while 8 statements in the drop marked in red because they have not met the criteria for a loading factor value of more than of more than 0.7 is said to be valid. Furthermore, the results of the reliability test are carried out on condition that they pass the test by having more than 0.7, and the results show that the results per variable are more than 7, which can be said to be a test declared passed. Furthermore, Chapter 4 has results and discussion. Profile respondents here I present by gender and by class, where based on gender respondents are mostly dominant by female students consisting of uh, 109 students indicate by percentage of 89%, while male students consisting of 13 students are shown with a percentage of 11%. And meanwhile, based on respondents' class, it was dominated by students of class 10 MPLB 1, 11 MPLB 1, 11 class MPLB 2, each amount to 20.5%. Then class 10 MPLB2 amount to 19.7%. And class 12 TKP2 amounted to 18.8%. Enter into a descriptive analysis. When I present descriptive results based on results per indicator of each variable, it can be seen that the highest score is on the emotion indicator with a value of 28.78. Physical indicator, the highest score of 1,379. In the first statement, item states that I often feel pain in the head or dizziness when I am under a lot of pressure. Behavior indicators, the highest score of 1,393 in statement item number 12, which states that when experiencing a lot of pressure and demands, I find by damaging that things that are near me. An indicator of the mind, the highest score of 1,315. 115. In statement point number 13, which states that I do not focus when facing exams regarding subjects that are considered difficult. And last, an indicator of emotion, the highest score of 1,445 in assessment item number 21, which states that I find it difficult to accept criticism of feedback that does not match my expectation. Furthermore, the self-efficacy variable with the highest score results is on the generality indicator with a value of 35.35%. Magnitude indicator, the highest score of 1,291. And point 5, which states that I feel myself so stupid that I fail at a difficult task. 2. Strength indicator. The highest score of 1,208 in statement point number 12, which states that I find it difficult to maintain enthusiasm and motivation when facing obstacles. And general indicator, the highest score of 1,200 in statement point number 16, which states that I feel optimistic about accepting all kinds of tasks, even though I think they are difficult. Furthermore, of the self-regulation variable with the highest score results was in the metacognition indicator with a value 66.60 with a value of 36.62%. Metacognition indicator, the highest score of 1188 on segment point there states that I have a habit of making a to-do list or checklist to ensure that I don't miss anything important. An indicator of intrinsic motivation, the highest score of 1181 is statement number 11 states that I believe that every effort I make to learn will bring me closer to my goal. Learning behavior indicator. The highest score of 1250. And statement point number 18, which states that if I am confused by the notebook I made, I will tidy up the notes so they can be understood. Furthermore, the grade variable with the highest score results is on the consistency of interest indicator with a value of 53.11%. An indicator of consistency of interest, the highest score was 1194. On the first statement item stating that I pushed myself to do my best in school. And last, an indicator of perseverance of effort, the highest score of 1174 in statement point number 16, which states that sometimes I cannot complete tasks efficiently, so I do not achieve the goal set. Furthermore, analyze the loading factor, cross-loading, and AV, where our validity requirements for loading factor are more than 7. Cross-loading is more than 7 and AV is more than 5, judging from all results exceeding the specified validity requirement. Furthermore, the outer model analysis can be seen from the value of Cronbach alpha and composite reliability, where our validity requirements from Cronbach alpha and composite reliability are said to be valid if the value is more than 0.7. Judging from all that the results exceeds the specific validity requirement. Furthermore, the inner model analysis can be seen from the R-square value of the grade variable 0.630, which means the moderate model, and the academic stress variable 0.696 means the moderate model. For the value of f square is a result of the relationship between 1. Self-efficacy to grade with a result of 0.151, indicating a moderate model. 2. Self-regulation to grade with a result of 0.148, indicating a small model. 3. Self-efficacy to academic stress with 0.164, results showing a small model. 4. Self-regulation to academic stress with a result of 0.82, indicating a small model. And 5. Grade to academic stress with a result of 0.143, indicating a small model. For the VIF value, there is a result of the relationship between variables that shows less than 10, which means that the value does not have a multicollinearity problems. Furthermore, there are the results of hypothesis testing that has been carried out. The first is the results of a hypothesis which a direct influence the states that one, self-efficacy has a significant and positive effect directly on grade. Two, self-regulation has a significant and positive effect directly on grade. Hypothesis 3, self-efficacy has a significant and directly negative effect of academic stress. Hypothesis 4, self-regulation directly, significantly, and negatively effect of academic stress. And 5, grade has a significant and directly negative effect on academic stress. While the results of indirect influence can be expressed, hypothesis 6, self-efficacy indirectly and significantly affects affect academic stress through grade. And hypothesis 7, self-regulation indirectly and significantly affect academic stress through grade. Here are the results of the discussion that 1. Self-efficacy has a significant and positive direct influence on grade. Hypothesis 1 in studies is accepted. The results of this study are in line with the results of previous research conducted by Butter et al. 2021, Safariningsi et al. 2022, and Octaviani 2018. And 2, self-regulation has a significant and positive direct influence on grade. Hypothesis 2 in research is accepted. The results of this study are in line with the results of previous research conducted by Paramita and Situmorang 2022, Wijaya et al. 2022, Hanifa et al. 2021. 3. Self-efficacy has a significant and negative direct influence of academic stress. Hypothesis 3 in studies accept. The results of this study are in line with the results of previous research conducted by Santi 2021, Miono et al. 2019, and Faiza and Panduwinata 2022, and Les Avianti et al. 2021. 4. Self-regulation has a significant and negative direct influence on academic stress. Hypothesis 4 in research is accept. The results of this study are in line with the results of previous research conducted by Siddiq and Rizal 2021, Yovega and Practicto 2022. The results Nurfitriani and Satyandari 2022. And 5, grade has a significant and negative direct and effect of academic stress. Hypothesis 5 in research is acceptable. The results of this study are in line with the results of previous research conducted by Chandra and Brani 2022, Amavidyati et al. 2022, and Wahyuni and Asri 2022. 6. Self-efficacy indirectly has a significant effect on grade-mediated academic stress. Hypothesis 6 accept studies. The results of this study are in line with the results of previous study conducted by Karabachak et al. 2023, Montano 2021, and Zhou et al. 2023. 7. Self-regulation indirectly has a significant effect of grade-mediated academic stress. Hypothesis 7 in the study accept. The results of this study are in line with the results of previous research conducted by Chandra and Rani 2022 and Lubis and Putri 2022. So there is a conclusion that there is a direct, significant, and positive influence between self-efficacy on grade. This is evidenced by obtaining the original sample results of 0.417, while for this statistic it was 3.212 more than 1.96. Then for the p-value, obtained a value of 0.001 less than 0.05. The higher the level of self-efficacy experienced by students, the higher the grade. And two, there is a direct, significant, and positive influence between self-regulation and grade. This is evidenced by obtaining the original sample results of 0.414, while for the statistics, it was the 3.093 more than one result, more than 1096. Then for the p-value, obtain a value of 0.002 less than 0.05. The higher the level of self-regulation experienced by students, the higher the grade. 3. There is a direct, significant, and negative influence between self-efficacy and academic stress. This is evidenced by the original sample result of minus 0.263, while for the statistic it is 1.992 more than 1.96. Then for the p-value, obtained a value of 0.046 less than 0.05. The higher the level of self-efficacy experienced by students, the lower their academic stress. There is a direct, significant, and negative influence between self-regulation and academic stress. This is evidenced by obtaining the original sample results of minus 0.299, while for the statistic it is 2.298 more than 1.96. Therefore, the p-value obtained a value of 0.022 less than 0.05. The higher the level of self-regulation experienced by the student, the lower his academic stress. There is a dark, significant, and negative influence between grade and academic stress. This is evidenced by obtaining the original sample results of minus 0.342, while for the statistic it is 0.355 more than 1.96. Therefore, the p-value obtained a value of 0.001 less than 0.05. The higher the level of grade experienced by the student, the lower his academic stress. And six, there is a significant and indirect negative influence between self-efficacy of academic stress through grade. This is evidenced by obtaining the original sample results of minus 0.143, while for the statistics it was 2.031 more than 1.96. Then for the p-value, obtain a value of 0.042 less than 0.05. The higher the level of grade carried out by students, the self-efficacy experience by student will be low, so the student academic stress will increase. Unless there are significant and indirect negative influence between self-regulation and academic stress through grade. This is evidenced by obtaining the original sample results of minus 0.142, while for this statistic it is 2.403 more than 1.96. Then for P value obtained a value of 0.016 less than 0.05. The higher the level of grade carried out by student, the self-regulation experience by student will be low, so that student academic stress will increase. There are implications in research that one, in the academic stress variable that obtained the highest score, it was an emotional indicator of 28.70%, while the lowest score is the main indicator of 21.68%. Two, in the self-efficacy variable that obtained the highest score, the generality indicator of 35.35%, while the lowest score is the strength indicator of 29.55%. And three, in the self-regulation variable that obtained the highest score, it has a metacognition indicator of 36.62%, while the lowest score is an indicator of intrinsic motivation of 31.5%. Four, in the grade variable that obtained the highest score, it was an indicator of consistency of interest of 53.11%, while the lowest score is an indicator of business perseverance of 46.89%. And that's all the result of my presentation. More and less, I apologize. I realized that my thesis is far from perfect. Therefore, I ask for your guidance and direction so that my thesis can be much better. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.